Who is the predator that commands armies, wears xenomorph tails as a cape, and turns the deadliest warriors in history into playthings for sport? Welcome to the twisted throne room of the Grendel King, the apex of all Yautja. In Predator, Killer of Killers, we don't just meet another hunter. We meet the Predator King, a warlord who isn't just the most powerful predator ever animated, but a myth in motion. He doesn't stalk his prey from the shadows. He summons them, challenges them in a coliseum of chaos, and watches them fight for survival, like it's ancient tradition. Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. Today we're cracking open the bones of this beast, from his ancient origins to his terrifying anatomy, brutal weapons, and the dark gladiator-style culture he rules. We're breaking down everything you need to know about the Grendel King and why he's the game changer in Predator lore. Strap in, trophy hunters. This one's not just deadly, it's royal. The Grendel King's introduction, the stuff of nightmares. The Grendel King isn't introduced like your average predator. Most Yautja sneak through the shadows, hunting one human at a time. They set traps. They stalk. They isolate. But the Grendel King doesn't need theatrics to show how dangerous he is. He walks in like he owns the place, because he does. In the final act of Killer of Killers, Ursa the Viking warrior, Kenji the disgraced samurai, and Torres the World War II pilot are abducted from their timelines and dropped into a Yautja arena. They're not just prisoners, they're trophies, champions, survivors of past hunts who managed to kill a predator and live to tell the tale. Enter the Grendel King. He towers above his fellow Yautja. His armor is different. His presence chills the air. Draped in trophies, including what appears to be a cloak made from xenomorph tails, he looks like a veteran of uncountable battles. His eyes say everything. He's not impressed. He's testing them. Ursa calls him the Grendel King, a name that instantly connects him to the monster of Beowulf, a mythological terror who hunted warriors in the night. Fitting, right? Possible origins, ancient Yautja lineage. Perhaps he comes from a bloodline of elite clans. One rumor suggests he's a direct descendant of the great predator patriarchs, those who founded Yautja culture. The alpha predator myth. Long before modern Yautja existed, a rebellion overthrew the creators known as the Bugs. The rumored leader of that rebellion, the first-gen alpha predator, the Grendel King style, scars and rebellion against tradition may echo that legend. Self-made warlord. Maybe he started as a lone hunter, carved his reputation with physical superiority, and designed the arena system to continually prove and cement his supremacy. Anatomy breakdown. Beyond your average predator, sheer size and build, average Yautja stands 7 to 8 feet tall. The Grendel King crushes that, hovering around 9 to 10 feet. His musculature is denser, shaped by centuries of combat trauma and bone melding enhancements. Mandibles and facial features. His mandibles are thicker, featuring jagged edges, signaling countless battles. Eyes burn with cunning, not honor. This isn't a youthful warrior. It's a veteran predator scarred by time. Skin and scars. His skin is leathery, dark, ridged, battle-hardened. Raised keloids suggest healing over time, deeper than a century old. Rib-like plating on his rib cage hints at added Yaoucha embutment, an advanced bioengineering layer for extra protection. Armor and gear biohelmet, or lack thereof. Most predators wear sleek masks. The Grendel King uses a mask with ceremonial carving, or, at times, goes bare. His face alone is enough. Whether visor or helmet, it's engraved with runic symbology, maybe tribe, kill count, or rank. Chest and shoulder armor. His gear is fusion tech. Plating is layered with alien bone, hardened Yautja alloy, and shimmering biomatter. In one scene, he hurls shoulder armor like projectile weapons. Cloak and trophies. Draped over his shoulders is a cloak made of xenomorph tails and dreadlock-like whips woven together. Proof he's claimed victories across galaxies, not just over humans. Weaponry and tools. Bladed gauntlet and wrist blades. He uses multi-tiered wrist blades, serrated edges. Last, twice as sharp. On the opposite gauntlet sits a secondary blade set, throwable and retractable on command. His role in the Yautja society, not just a leader, a symbol. Every predator we've seen before has operated under a strict code of honor. They don't kill the unarmed. They value the hunt. They respect worthy adversaries. That's all still true for the Grendel King, but he takes it further. He's not just another hunter with cool tech. He's a ruler, a warlord, possibly the head of an entire faction, or maybe even the whole Yautja civilization. And make no mistake, among Yautja, power comes from skill, from the number of trophies on your wall and the enemies you've slain. That means the Grendel King didn't just rise to the top through politics, he earned it. Every scar, every trophy, every command he gives is backed by action. Other Yautja snap to attention when he moves. He doesn't just represent dominance, he is dominance. The Coliseum, a showcase of power and culture. Let's break down the arena sequence because it says a lot about how Yautja society views strength, spectacle, and hierarchy. After abducting Ursa, Kenji, and Torres, the Yaoucha preserve them in stasis. These aren't average warriors, they're killers who have defeated other predators. That alone earns them a place of honor, but not mercy. The Grendel King has them dropped into an arena and orders them to fight each other. Winner gets the chance to battle him. Sound familiar? It's gladiatorial, Roman, but also deeply Yautja. This isn't a punishment, it's an audition. The Grendel King doesn't want entertainment. He wants to see who deserves to stand before him as an equal. Ursa, at first, is ready to kill, but Torres and Kenji convince her to resist. Together, they refuse to be pawns. The Grendel King watches, curious, then amused. He decides to raise the stakes by releasing a hulking, monstrous alien into the arena. It's part test, part game, part massacre. When Torres gets swallowed whole, it feels like a game over. But in true Predator fashion, it's a fake out. Torres blasts out of the beast using a hover bike the creature had swallowed, proving that brains can be just as deadly as blades. This escape attempt pisses off the guards, but not the Grendel King. He's not mad, he's impressed. Here's where the Grendel King really separates himself from the typical villain trope. He doesn't throw a tantrum, he doesn't scream orders or lash out. When Ursa, Kenji, and Torres manage to escape on the hoverbike and hijack a predator ship, he doesn't rage, he smiles. Seriously, he enjoys the challenge. That twisted sense of sportsmanship defines him. He's a killer, yes, but he's also a connoisseur of violence. The humans have proven themselves to be killers of killers, and to him, that makes them worthy prey. He doesn't want them dead. He wants the hunt to continue. Battle with the Grendel King, pure brutality, but don't think for a second he's all talk. When Ursa and Kenji confront him directly while Torres preps the ship, the Grendel King shows just how brutal he can be. He's faster than them, smarter, more vicious. In the chaos, he severs Kenji's arm, nearly kills Ursa, and only loses because Torres activates the ship's engines to blast him with raw propulsion flames. Even then, the Grendel King isn't dead. He's just knocked back. When the ship tries to escape, he fires a harpoon that stops them mid-air. Ursa slides down the cable, destroys the launcher, and lets herself be captured to ensure Kenji and Torres escape. It's a brutal, bittersweet moment, and yet, the Grendel King doesn't kill her. He puts her back into stasis, just like Naru from Prey, who we briefly glimpse in the collection of frozen champions. Why? Because to him, Ursa isn't a prisoner, she's a future opponent. What his existence means for the franchise. The Grendel King is the single greatest expansion of Predator mythology, since Predator 2 hinted at a Yautja hierarchy. In that movie, we saw a brief glimpse of other Predators honoring Danny Glover's character after he killed one of their own. But Killer of Killers goes way beyond that. We now have a Yautja king or warlord figure, a gladiatorial arena where victorious warriors from across time are collected. Yautja society, treating death matches as sacred trials. The revelation that Predator culture is far older and more structured than we imagined. And remember, this film is canon adjacent to Prey. That means the Grendel King could be part of a much bigger universe. What we're seeing might be a tease for Predator, Badlands, or future sequels. Imagine a storyline where Naru wakes up in the arena, decades after Prey, and fights her way to face the Grendel King. or a future movie where Kenji and Torres return to free the captives. Honor versus brutality. A balanced monster. One of the best parts about the Grendel King is that he walks the line between tradition and chaos. He honors the old ways, offering his opponents the chance to fight fairly. But he also represents how far the predator species has evolved. He doesn't care about stealth anymore. He doesn't just want to win. He wants to find worthy challengers and beat them at their best. That makes him more terrifying. He's not driven by desperation. He doesn't need to hunt. He wants to. It's entertainment for him, a way to test the limits of life and death. He's not a mindless monster. He's the embodiment of predator perfection. Our nerdy thoughts. The Grendel King is more than a villain. He's a statement. He tells us that the predator species isn't just a bunch of lone warriors fighting random battles on Earth. They have kings, armies, culture, ritual, honor, and maybe even cruelty. And more importantly, he sets the stage for where this franchise can go next. Cross-era sequels, intergalactic battles, warrior uprisings, maybe even a human-predator alliance. Whatever's coming, we know one thing. The Grendel King is watching from the shadows, waiting, smiling, because the hunt never ends. If you enjoyed that breakdown of the Grendel King and want more deep dives into the Predator universe, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell. Got theories about where the Grendel King might appear next? Drop them in the comments. We're hunting for ideas just as fiercely as the Yautja themselves. Until next time, stay sharp, stay stealthy, and watch the skies.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.